everyone, welcome back to another video. Today is Saturday 11th of July 2020 and in today's video I'm going to preview day number 4, the PDC Summer Series. This sees Players Championship number 12 take place. The last year this was won by James Wade and it was his third title in the month of April in Players Championship events. It was a real purple patch for him. So far in the Summer Series, we've seen Michael van Gerwen win in days 1 and day 3, and we've seen Joyce win on day 2. So will we see a new winner or will we see a repeated winner from the Summer Series so far? So in this video we're going to talk about the next steppers, we're going to talk about the World Matchplay race, and we're going to talk about the Summer Series Order of Merit. So let's start talking about the people who are going to take the next step. So in this video I'm going to talk about people that I haven't talked about so far in the previous videos. I'm not going to talk about people like Michael van Gerwen or Peter Wright either in this video because it'd be really easy for me to say them to win this event, and I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try and look past the numbers and see people that are a little bit further in the odds to try and pick them out, to try and see who will go deep in this tournament. As we picked yesterday, Jose de Souza reached the final. So we're going to start with Gerwen Price. Now Gerwen Price reached the last 32 in Players Championship number 11. He was more consistent than we've seen him in the last 2 days before that. He started off with a 6-0 win over Luke Humphries with 98 average. He then beat Martin Atkins bracket Wigan by 6 legs nil again with 101 average. He then beat Ryan Serrell by 6 legs to 4 with 103 average. And then he was only came unstuck against an amazing performance by Jose de Souza. Jose won the game by 6 legs to 3 with 105 average, and Gerwen Price had a very respectable 99 average still in that match. So we're seeing more consistency from Gerwen Price. He's getting used to playing more and more games in a day. You know, the first couple of days he played, his first game was very, very good, and then he would fall off the next game. But we've seen more consistency from Gerwen Price, and he is the number 1 seed after all, and he won't be that for no reason. And he's a very, very good dart player. You know, it's only a matter of time before Gerwen Price gets back in that winner's circle again. And I predict him to win Players Championship number 12. So the second player we're going to talk about is Danny Noppert. Now, Danny Noppert showed some very, very good darts in Players Championship number 11. He started off with a 6-1 win over Richard North. He then dipped a little bit, beating Vincent van der Meer by 6 legs to 3 with a 91 average, and he lost in the last 32 against Jose de Souza again in the match of the day by 6 legs to 4. Danny averaged 109 in this match and Jose averaged 107 in this game. It was an absolute tremendous game to follow on Darts Connect. You know, Danny Noppert's starting to increase that intensity back to levels that we know that Danny Noppert can play like. You know, he's got the World Series final last year and it's only a matter of time before he wins a PDC event. And I think he could go very, very deep in this. Depending on the draw he gets, I think he could reach the semi-final or the final of this event. But I think more likely the semi-final than the final. So the third player we're going to talk about is Michael Smith. He's another player who reached the last 32 and he was very, very impressive in his first round match against Mervyn King where he averaged 106 and a 6-3 win. He then dipped against Scott Baker, winning by 6 legs to 4 with a 92 average. And you would have thought that in the game that he'd have preferred because Scott's a very fast player and he'd have got into a good routine of pace of when to throw, but he just didn't do so in that game, and it wasn't as good as his opening game against Mervyn King. He then lost in the next round with a 98 average against Germain Watamina by 6 legs to 5. You know, he just came unstuck just near the end, but it was a very, very good game between the pair. I think Michael Smith is going to reach a quarter-final or a semi-final in Players Championship number 12 on Saturday. So the penultimate player we're going to discuss is Mensur Suljovic. Now Mensur Suljovic lost in the first round in Players Championship number 11, but in Players Championship number 9, we saw a great improvement from Mensur Suljovic where he reached the last 8. But in Players Championship number 11, he lost by 6 legs to 5 to Andy Hamilton in the first round. Now we did see some impressive darts from Mensur on Wednesday, but I think we need to see more consistency from Mensur, and I think it's only a matter of time before we see that from Mensur. I think he'll be refreshed and rejuvenated going into Saturday's play, and I think we could see Mensur reach another quarter-final appearance in Players Championship number 12. So the last player we're going to discuss And the next step is Devin Peters. And Devin Peterson reached the last 32 in Players' Championship number 11. And we saw a little bit more improvement from Devin. He gave some great advice to Ryan Joyce on the previous day in Players' Championship number 10, which meant that Ryan Joyce then built confidence and went on and won the event. But Devin yesterday won 6 legs to 3 against Jeffrey Swan with a 94 average. He then beat Karol Sedlacek by 6 legs to 4 with a 95 average. And then he lost out in the board final to Mike De Decker by 6 legs to 2 with an 89 average. You just dipped that a little bit and Mike took advantage of that. That was a very good performance by Mike De Decker to get a 6-2 win against Devin. Devin is plumb in the race for the World Match Play. So that leads me on to the next point. I think that Devin will reach maybe the last 16, maybe the last 8. But let's talk about the World Match Play race. I split it into 2 parts. We'll talk about the seeds first. It's very, very tight in the seeds race because you don't want to be number 16 going into the World Match Play because you'll end up playing potentially Michael van Gerwen in the last 16. You want to try and push yourself up, although the alternatives aren't much easier, but you'd rather take someone that's probably 2, 3, 4 in the world than number 1 in the last 16. So let's have a little look. It's very, very tight. One win here or there could be the difference between finishing 13th in the rankings to finishing 16th in the rankings. Adrian Lewis currently sits in 13th in the rankings with £248,750. And 14th, we've got Krzysztof Ratajski with £246,500. And 15th, we've got Simon Whitlock with £245,250. And in 16th position, we've got Glenn Durrant with £245,000. So it's real tight between those positions, and anything can happen. And I think we'll see Adrian Lewis is improved as the days went on, and Krzysztof Ratajski, I think he'll push on as well. I think it's been really interested in that battle. It's a real sub-battle in the next couple of days' Players' Championships events. But let's talk about the Pro Tour Order of Merit to get into the World Match Play. So it's very, very tight in this. I think that Gabriel Clemens is safe in 7th position with 28,750. But below that, Ryan Joyce, although he did win Players' Championship number 10, it was a massive achievement. He has lost in the last 128 and both other days. He hasn't cashed other than winning in Players' Championship number 10. And that was a great 10,000 because it really did boost him, because without that he'd been sitting on 15,000 and he'd be sitting roughly in about 26th position. But this is a battle of people who are out of form and people who are building to get into form. There's people like Jeffrey Swan, who's reached last 64 and 2 last 128 appearances. He's only won 1 match in the 3 days so far in the Summer Series. Jamie Hughes, he reached the last 16 in the first day, but he's not done anything since he's lost the first round of both other days. Justin Pipes the same as Jeffrey Swan, last 64 and 2 last 128 appearances. People have been a little bit more consistent. Vincent van der Voort, he's got to the board final 2 days, so he's reached 2 last 32s and a last 64. Dimitri van den Berg, he really stepped it up in Players' Championship number 11, and he was really, really impressive in some games. He actually averaged 109 in one of his games, and he's shown signs to seal that match play space. I said that he had to relax, and he did do so, and he reached the last 16, only coming up short against Chris Dobie. Other players that are pushing are Ricky Evans. He reached the board final again, so he's reached the last 16 and 2 last 32s. He is really pushing. He's the last player in that bubble just now. So they're people that are inside the bubble. Let's see who is pushing them from outside that bubble. And the person that's pushing the most is Ryan Sermon. He currently sits in 21,000, only £500 behind Ricky Evans. And he has reached the last 32 in 2 occasions, and he got knocked out in the last 128 in Players' Championship number 10. I think that Ryan Serrell will make the match play. I think there's people above him that are out of form, and I think they'll overtake them. I still think the 24,000 is going to be on the money, but I think it's going to be very, very tight around that mark. Other people that are pushing are Stephen Bunton. Stephen Bunton had a great run in Players' Championship number 8. He reached the last 8 after reaching the last 16 in Players' Championship number 9. And in Players Championship number 10, he did get beat in the first round, but he'll be looking forward to try and repeat what he did in Players Championship number 11. Other people that are pushing are Chris Dobie. Now, Chris Dobie is pushing really, really hard. He played an amazing match against Michael Van Gerwen in the quarters, just coming up short. But he's proven every day. So it was the last 64 on Wednesday, and Thursday it was the last 32 where he lost the eventual winner, Ryan Joyce. And then on Friday, he lost the eventual winner again, Michael Van Gerwen, in a very, very good game. He's been looking better and better and pushing closer and closer. I think we could see Chris Dobie reach a final if his draw's favourable. Other people that are out of form are people like Steve West. Luke Humphries has had very, very tough draws, but he hasn't got the results. John Henderson hasn't won so far in the Summer Series. And these people are out of form, but they're in decent positions. One good day and they could turn things about and get into that World Matchplay, which means so much to them. So let's move on and talk about the Summer Series Order of Merit. It's almost sewn up. Michael Van Gerwen currently sits top with 21,000. In second position is Peter Wright with 10,500. In third position we've got Ryan Joyce with £10,000. In fourth position we've got Dave Chisnell with 8,750. Then we've got Jose de Souza and 6,500. Then we've got Johnny Clayton and 4,750. They're the people that can still win, but they would have to go on and win Players Championship number 12 and number 13 the next day. Michael Van Gerwen's got all the aces in his hand just now because it's only £10,000 for winning per day. And as you see, he's 10,500 ahead of Peter Wright just now. So whatever happens going into the last day, he will lead the PDC Summer Series Order of Merit. And if he tops it, then no one will get into the Grand Slam via this Summer Series. I think we're in for a fantastic day, and I said it before, I think Gerwen Price will be the winner of Players Championship number 12. I think I will have another interesting day with the subplots of the World Matchplay race as well. I thought that was the main points of Players Championship number 11. I thought it made it so interesting to see the pressures of some players and the relief of how much wins were. I think I tried to put that across on my Twitter. So thank you for taking time to watch this video. Please leave a comment in the comment section below who you think is going to win Players Championship number 12. And until tomorrow when we preview Players Championship number 13 and the last day of the Summer Series, I will see you then. Goodbye.